Tara Siegel. You may have seen on the bio, I work for eBay Enterprise Affiliate Network. That used to be formerly known as Pepper Jam for any of us who have been in the industry for a really long time. So I have been there for 100 years. I started in affiliate, moved to search, moved to social, and now I live in a sort of hybrid of search and social, but there's a whole lot going on in the industry that is completely appropriate to talk about for affiliate, so that's why they asked me to come and chat about some of the industry movements. I'm sure a lot of you are aware of some of them, but we're going to get into the nitty-gritty. Do you guys have my presentation? Does someone have my presentation? Someone's getting the presentation? Okay, great. Well, I'm going to go ahead and hit escape so we stop looking at affiliate iced tea. Oh, can I just double click it? Do you think? I mean, had a serious error the last time. Not one of those silly errors, but a real one. All right. I'm just making lemonade. Okay. Friend to friend. Sort of a broad title, but I did what I could with it to make it appropriate. I figure we'll all be friends. We're going to cover community. So we're going to talk a little bit. That's where I was going to work in my story about getting a flat tire and how I built a community in New York City in the Holland Tunnel, but spoiler alert, we already talked about that. We're going to talk a bit about paid social, which is where I spend most of my time. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about what I know about social in the affiliate space and some of the improvements that the eBay Enterprise Affiliate Network have made to bring social into the affiliate space. And then also just some generalizations that I've seen from the industry about social and affiliate. So we're redefining communities on a daily basis. I had to get my slides in last Friday. So typically when I do these presentations, I like to keep the slides super, super hyper up to date, but this was as close as I could get with a 7-day window. So I like to talk about the different communities that we see in social, and the one all the way on your left, my right, the one all the way with a lot of people is a Beachbody Summit. I don't know if any of you have any friends who are Insanity, P90X, Shakeology, 21-day fixers. If so, you would know it because they are incessant on Facebook, Instagram, etc. about posting their workouts, right? This was a picture that I found on my personal wall of one of my girlfriends who was at the Beachbody Summit with 20,000 people working out in Nashville. The Beachbody brand is really taking affiliate to the streets, really, by turning their customers into affiliates in a really basic model where they give them a few bucks every time they sell a product. So that's why you see your friends consistently talking about day 4 of P90X today, et cetera. So that's their soft way of getting you into the product. I personally have fallen for it more times than I'd like to admit. I have 2 children, a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old. And after each pregnancy, I have fallen into the sucker of Shakeology, P90X, Insanity, et cetera, because it's all over my Facebook wall and we see the results. So I feel like that's a really interesting example. Caitlyn Jenner, this slide used to have Bruce Jenner on it, but we had to update, right? So Caitlyn Jenner is a great example of building a community and sharing experiences. The quote I have on the bottom here, I know we can all read, so I'm not going to read it to us, but the most important part is that we are wired to connect and to find those connections. So I think Caitlyn Jenner is a really great example of people finding connections in the real world and pushing them to social media in a way that we haven't seen before. This slide, again, used to have Michelle Obama on it, holding up a sign that said, "Bring our girls home." I don't know if you guys remember, that was about a year ago. But that was a really poignant way that we use social media to bring a community together internationally. So really interesting examples. And then Donald Trump and 50 Cent, I felt like I had to bring them in because it was just such a funny picture to see both of them together. And I've seen them a lot on my social media lately. But there's 2 communities there who are very boisterous and very interesting. So the real point of this slide is that community and community engagement is where social media will live and will continue to thrive for your businesses. So how do we cultivate those social communities? The things you need to know about social communities is that they are, I'm going to start from the bottom, collaborative. So they love to talk to each other. Everyone has a voice and it matters. They're engaged. They're credible, which makes sense. They're people we know from the real world, typically. Maybe not the Caitlyn Jenner example. And they're collective. Everyone's voice matters. So the smaller the community, oftentimes, the greater the value. So if we put that in a search engine perspective, we would talk about a long tail keyword being very valuable So as opposed to little black dress, empire waist, sleeveless would likely be more valuable from a search perspective. The tighter the communities are, the more valuable they tend to be. The more hard work it is to manage, but the more valuable you'll find it in the long run. Social behavior, no big surprise here. 33% of logins are on Facebook, with 20% being Google+. Those of you who are familiar with Google+ know that that's basically cheating, because when you log into Google, you're logged into Google+. So Facebook is a clear winner in the space. This statistic does include Instagram when it includes Facebook, because as I'm sure you know, they have merged forces. One interesting note that happened a few days ago is Pollyvore was purchased by Yahoo. So what that will mean for the industry is yet to be seen, but it certainly will mean more money into their platform and likely more improvements from a data perspective. So we'll likely see that Yahoo number continue to rise. Not a big surprise here, but social commerce is driving 90% growth year over year, and retail owns that space at 30% of social marketing budgets going to Facebook, 87% of clothing and apparel. These are just some good stats to take home with you. What I personally envision and what I'm preparing my clients for is Pollyvore really taking over that retail fashion space. The eBay Enterprise Affiliate Network has a significant amount of retail clients. Most of my search and social clients are in retail and fashion. So it's a space that I'm very, it's in my day-to-day. And we see Pollyvore as becoming really the next thing for a search and social merger. We'll talk a little bit more about some of those statistics later. And then one thing I want to keep in mind is something that I hear a lot in the social industry is that social is the top of the funnel, right? It's that shopping, exploring funnel, which is certainly true. We all spend time on it. We're waiting in line. We're on Instagram, Facebook, etc. That's not news. But what we're finding from our statistics is it's not necessarily only top of the funnel. It's all the way through. So yes, they may find out about your brand on Facebook initially, but that the loop of commerce is living all the way through. So eBay Enterprise owns an attribution network called, well, it used to be called Clear Sailing. Now it's eBay Enterprise Attribution Network. And one thing that we notice when we dig into the data is that it's really all the way through the funnel, which I think is really interesting and not necessarily what we would expect. So paid social. This is my bread and butter. What I do every day is deal with the paid space across platforms. And this is where we're going to talk a bit about the funnel and where the different audiences live. Core audiences are what Facebook knows about you. I use Facebook as an example a lot because about 85% of our marketing spend lives on Facebook / Instagram now, with a teeny bit being Twitter, Pollyvore, Pinterest. But I use Facebook when I'm giving examples a lot because I think it's very referenceable and most people are on it on a daily basis. So the core audiences are interest, demographics, things that we've told Facebook. Last night, I got a flat tire in the Holland Tunnel. I threw it up on Facebook because I needed to know a reputable company in New York City. I'm not from here to get a new tire, right? I didn't want to go just anywhere. It's Sunday. Who's going to be open? I have friends that live in the city, but I didn't want to call them at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I posted it on Facebook. Now, what does Facebook know about me? They know I drive a Honda. They know I'm in New York City. They know I'm traveling for business. These are assumptions that we as marketers can use to target me differently now. Maybe I'm a Honda dealership and I need to target people who own Hondas. This isn't registered information. This is assumptive information, and I would consider it top of the funnel. Custom audiences, by far the most lucrative and ROI positive targeting on Facebook from our clients. This is taking your CRM database, pushing it right into Facebook and targeting those exact people. The most successful way that we've found to do this is targeting people based on where they are and what you know about them. So if I am a fashion retailer and I know that most of my first purchases are black dresses, I want to make sure that I target people who have made that first purchase but perhaps haven't purchased again for 60 days. That information is usually available in a CRM database that we can then pump into Facebook and target appropriately. The next step of that is adding in lookalike audiences, which is finding people who look like my audience. So typically our CRM databases are broken into very valuable, least valuable, lower valuable. You want to take those top 3% of your customers, find the lookalikes, and it's literally people who look like my customers. I can tell you I personally get targeted with this a lot. As I said, I have a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old, so I see a whole lot of diapers, a whole lot of Care.com stalking me a little bit. And I'm obviously a working mom, so a lot of office supply pop up on mine as well, because I'm sure I look like customers of their company. One thing that causes quite a bit of confusion in our industry is the difference between dynamic ads on Facebook and FBX. So FBX is the display buying platform where display companies can buy and retarget on Facebook with that right-hand rail inventory. The biggest difference between the two is that what I do and what we do at eBay Enterprise is market directly using the product bases, and we can market on mobile as well, which, as I'm sure you know, mobile has grown to surpass Facebook traffic than desktop. So FBX is super valuable. Retargeting, there's no denying the fact that that's very valuable, but it's only available on the right-hand rail and only available on desktop at the moment. Pollyvore, you've heard me talk a bit about this. I'm sure some of you are familiar with it because it was an affiliate platform back in the day, a few years ago. But a few key notes that I like to share is that 55 of the visits are international. So Pollyvore has a huge international footprint, and Pollyvore is really used as a discovery tool and sharing tool. So I want to describe my best look for my night in New York, or my bachelorette party, or my bridal shower, etc. You can create a board on Pollyvore, similar to what you would see on Pinterest, but then you can share it, and all those links are shoppable. So it's very interesting. The mobile reach is insane. It's very, very mobile heavy because it's a time suck, and it's a very shoppable platform. As I said, they were just purchased, I think, on Friday by Yahoo. So it's going to be interesting. They're just sort of a company to watch and see what happens there. Completely data-driven, which, as I'm sure we all know, is where we're heading across the industry. Instagram just updated. Their minimum buy is now $200,000, depending on who you are. And they're going to launch a buy now button. I'm sure if any of you have Instagram, you've seen they have what are called carousel ads, which are the equivalent to a multi-product ad on Facebook, where you can scroll over in the ad to see multiple products. It's obviously, after Facebook purchased them, we've seen a major lift in their advertising capabilities, and in come Q4, we're going to see an even higher lift and an even higher opening up of their capabilities. So really excited to see what happens with Instagram. They're definitely someone to watch, specifically for the fashion space. Obviously, it's very discoverable. Pinterest, again, no huge surprise here, but 85% of Pinteresters are female. My husband will not log into Pinterest, even when I send him a board saying, here's what I want our nursery to look like for the next baby. Nope, he will not log in. He considers it very female heavy. 75% of usage happens on mobile, again. And if you would like a Pinterest rep, it's a $50K minimum. But they did open up a beta of their CPC program, and typically 1 or 2 phone calls will get you into that, and it's a pretty basic CPC program. The drawback of Pinterest is with their targeting. It's extremely broad. So you may target based on gender, based on age, based on some interests, but it's not nearly as complex or deep as a Facebook, where you can literally target people who drive Honda CR-Vs. In Pinterest, you can target people who are interested in auto. So obviously very different parts of the buying funnel there. This slide's really interesting to talk about the differences. So Instagram and Pinterest would both be categorized as visual content. And the biggest difference that I would like you to take away today is Instagram is about connecting with people. People like to post their food pictures, their kids' pictures. It's a way to really connect with your consumers. Whereas Pinterest is where we're looking, and I think this is where Pollyvore will head as well, for inspiration. It's very much, who do I want to be? Where do I want to go? This is my next vacation. This is my wedding, etc. Whereas Instagram, not so much. People are really just snapping pictures and exploring in Instagram more than ever. The time spent on Instagram has grown by, I think, like 300% year over year, because they've enhanced their search and explore capabilities. So use those hashtags. People search them a lot. Again, that goes back to communities, right? So if you have a photo of, I go back to working out a lot because it's just such an easy reference for me, of new workout equipment, and you just make sure that you're using those hashtags because people are hashtagging, fit mom, working out after baby, etc. And it's a great way to build new customers. The future of paid social is undoubtedly product-based ads. Pollyvore is a great example of this. The multi-product ads on Facebook and Instagram are a great example of this, as well as the dynamic product ads. Product-based ads, data feed-driven ads, it's where PLAs were a few years ago for those of us who have been in the search space for a little while. It's what people want. They want to search, they want what they want quickly, they want exactly what they want, and they want to know the price. So the product-based ads are a great way to give them everything they want and perhaps save a click because they're learning in the discovery phase and perhaps not costing you any money yet. So big fan of the product-based ads. Really excited to see what happens with these in the next 12 months or so. The buy button, this is another what's happening. I can't call it what's next anymore because we're pretty much there. Instagram has started launching it where you can buy directly in-app. Facebook's 100% coming next. I'm sure some of you have seen on the bottom of your messenger now, you can actually send money to people. So that's going to transfer into buying right within their system. Really turning them into an affiliate, if you think about it, right? We're discovering on their platform, and now we can buy right on their platform. So it's something just to keep an eye on and know that the industry is moving towards that one-click in-app on-site buying functionality. Results. So this is a really great example of something we did with our partners at Kenshu and our partners at Alex and Ani. This is an intent-driven audiences play. So what that means is I found people who were searching for products in Google, and then we were able to match them based on who they were, not a cookie, but who they were, to Facebook via Kenshu's proprietary tool. And these are some of the results we found doing that. The interesting thing here is we found a slew of new customers for this client, which was really the play. So we're really excited about these results. And the intent-driven audiences is a proprietary Kenshu tool at the moment, but it's a really good example of merging search and social. And I think that as we grow as an industry, we're going to keep seeing search, social, affiliate. It's all merging together so quickly that I think it's really valuable to know what's happening across the industries. Social in the affiliate space. I'm going to just spend a few minutes here because I think I'm running relatively short on time and I want to open it up for Q&A. But the biggest takeaway is turning those customers into affiliates. Fabletics does it great. $10 for everyone you refer to their site. And this literally, I use the Beachbody example again because it's all over my news feed. This is one of my college roommates' friends who I'm somehow still friends with on Facebook because I obviously need to clean out my database of friends. But she's posting all the time about new launches. Shakeology Boost is what this one's about. And then the left is one of my high school friends' wives, who I'm friends with on Facebook again because apparently I'm friends with everyone. And this is a beauty line that she sells. Again, these are really companies that are turning their people, their customers, into affiliates through two clicks. And there's all kinds of partners that can help you with that here at this event. eBay Enterprise Affiliate Network, you'll hear me I almost just called us Pepper Jam because we've been Pepper Jam for so long, but eBay Enterprise Affiliate Network has a white labeled product that can help you with that. There's going to be a booth tomorrow. Stop by and see them. It's not what I do, but it's a very valuable tool where they can literally turn your customers and employees into affiliates. And it's a white labeled program, so they never know that they're signing up for the eBay Enterprise Affiliate Network. They just think they're signing up for Brand X affiliate or partner program. Social publisher distribution. These are some of the people that our enterprise affiliate team work with, and these help you monetize your fan base through Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Vine, etc. So these are some of the things that we were talking about when we attend the blogger events. It's extremely valuable. And again, tomorrow, hit up our booth. We're in the 300 section, I heard. So tons of information about this will be available there. And that, sorry, go back, is what I have, which leaves me 5 minutes for questions. I'm pretty proud of that. Questions? Answers? Can we talk more about the Holland Tunnel? I know all about it. No? All right.
What about G Plus? Is it still work? Is this working or not?
Blogs?
Yeah, no, G Plus.
Oh, Google Plus? It's a very timely question. So there was an article that came out on Friday that Google Plus will likely be sunsetting. I cannot confirm or deny that, but I wouldn't invest any dollars in that if I was advising my clients. That would be my advice. Throw that money right into one of those networks where people actually go. I mean, right? Does anyone use Google Plus? No. Intentionally? You do?
I think it's a phenomenal tool.
Come on. What do you use it for? To share with people?
To share with people and more so engage with people. So as a brand, you can't really engage with people on Facebook. You have to buy a sponsored ad.
Correct. Correct.
Google Plus, if I'm a brand and I search on a topic and I find somebody talking about that topic,
Yeah.
I can literally just go comment on their profile. I can comment on
Do you know their demos?
what?
Do you know the demographics of the people? Like, can you see that?
You can see some of it. Some of it.
That would be
like,
interesting.
It's not as useful from like Facebook ads. Obviously, you can really hyper target.
Yeah.
But if you want to actually just engage with folks that are talking about things relevant to your brand, Google Plus.
I'm just interested in the age range of people who are like talking on Google Plus.
There are.
Is it a gamut?
There's tons of stats out there. And
Yeah.
It's not as much like a lot of people think it's like techie and it's like 80% guys. And it's not true at all.
I mean, we
There's
use
a
it
lot
at
of
work.
There's a lot of photographers on
Yeah.
there. There's certain niches that are like way more common on Google
Yeah.
Plus, but I think you actually have quite a wide range. Even if you don't have as many people on Google Plus, the actual, if you look at the actual engagement numbers,
It's high.
higher.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, and I'm not sure which article you're talking about, but every time they have a new article about Google Plus,
There's a lot.
it's not. Like it's usually, oh, they're splitting
This was
out.
New York Times. It was a pretty big one. It had like, it was just Friday, but you're absolutely right. They've been saying it for at least 2 years.
And often it's just that they're splitting out some tool.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I think
All right.
it's great to engage with people.
I mean, I miss G Talk. I still use it. So, yeah. I mean, my bread and butter is Google, so I have nothing bad to say. I just, as a strategy,
Yeah, it's good for engagement. It's not the same. Like you're not going to have the same purchasing options as your.
of course, right. But I thought we would, right? A few years ago, they introduced Google Wallet, so I saw the clear connection there. I was like, we're going to be able to buy right in, and the Buy Now button is going to come to Google. So if they could make a play of it, it could be great.
Yeah, I don't expect that.
I don't either. But you never know. Google's pretty powerful. All right. We have 2 more minutes. Anyone else? All right. Cool. Go get a drink. So we drink at Affiliate Summit, I guess. Thanks, guys.